Let's laugh at Mike Miller at Blacklist Universe. He had the hubris of saying bad people are bad. A racist Chinese lesbian commie hates a Japanese Christian. Christians are the most marginalized and oppressed people right now. They are openly discriminated against. Stop the hate. I'm going to interview a creator in person in a few weeks at the comic convention, so that should be a lot of fun, and I will try to live stream it if they give me permission. There is a love triangle between EVS, Mike, JDA. I won't lay blame because a few times the pros will respond in my comments, and I see their names and I think, oh shit, I'm getting called into the principal's office. And while we can take sides and disagree, we can do so without ad hominems. They just want to, one, make a ton of money, and two, bring you a great product. As long as they fulfill their terms of the contract, we don't have to agree on every detail. Mike penned a great-looking comic called Lonestar, and some others. Six Gun Samurai and Meg the Shark or something. I think he and EVS are amazing artists, but Mike draws the idealized form of women. EVS has cucked a bit on Heather Swain. Release the D-cups, Ethan. If you look at the character from the 90s, she was basically Betty Boop. Tiny waist, huge cans. He turned her from a sex pot into a soccer mom. But I get it. He's no longer a young man full of testosterone and sexual energy. Nowadays, his sexual energy comes in a little blue pill. I imagine him in his old man sweater and slippers, drinking Metamucil and drawing Heather, trying to remember what it felt like to desire a beautiful young woman. I actually had a whole bit dunking on Mike Miller and EVS along that same kind of vein, but it was pretty dirty. And the thing is, they don't know me. They don't know if I'm just joking or if I'm really an asshole. In case you can't tell, I am always joking, so I will save the dark roast for Christmas. It also means I can never meet them at a con without Mike pulling out his katana and beheading me. Hashtag remember Pearl Harbor. Yeah, I assume they all carry katanas. So Mike knows what it feels like to be the victim of racism. They treated him like a white man. I almost put a Blazing Saddles joke in there, but don't you know, in current year, comedy is dead. And Asians are the new Western Europeans. This is the New World Order, where you can lose economic opportunities because you're a Christian or for the color of your skin or being a conservative. Is that really the America we want to live in? McCarthy was right. There were commies. It took them some time, but they have eaten away at the foundation of America, its unity. America will be South Africa in 50 years. In 100 years, it will have the same rich culture and vibrant economy as Mexico. But diversity is our strength. Right, Justin Trudeau? What is it about the commie left being so racist? Not only do they hate whites, but they also hate blacks and browns. What a bunch of assholes. SJWs truly are the most racist people. And the thing I don't get about the SJWs is they're always fighting fascists, and they really seem to hate white people, except our side is mixed race, and we're all colors, and religions, and sexualities, and genders. I mean, we're both genders. You get what I mean. If you look at any group of these right-wing groups, including Comicsgate, which is mildly right-wing, and you put them next to these left-wing groups, the C.B. Cebulskis, the Mark Wades, the Dan Slotts, the Gail Simones, I can't help but notice that they all have the same color, and we don't. So, I mean, if anyone's a supremacist group, wouldn't it be their side? Aren't we the diverse group? My family gets together, it looks like the United Colors of Bennington ad. I've seen a lot of people on Comicsgate. They're like my family, totally mixed. Anyway, he's writing a comic book about gang members doing gang member things. Well, they're bad people. How is that no longer acceptable in current year? Why is that, or why are they marginalized and oppressed? They're gang members. The clown world meme. Okay, we really do live in clown world. Mike is funny because on Twitter he's actually way, way more entertaining than on YouTube. I hope he doesn't see this video. Though obviously he's 100 times more entertaining than I am. But he's really funny in writing. His YouTube has still got a ways to go. He does a live stream. He does an art auction stream, and then they do a drawing stream where they pick a topic and they draw it. I forget what it's called. Oh, geez, I don't remember. And then he does a cross-examinations where he takes a Bible passage and he analyzes it or something. It's pretty interesting. I've checked it out a few times. It's interesting to hear his perspective. He's a pretty knowledgeable guy about religion and that kind of thing. So they decided to disenfranchise this little Asian man, this little Asian Christian man. He's just a little Hobbit-sized. He's got long hair. He's just adorable, little Hobbit-sized. He's got, a half dozen kids, family to feed. And they decided to take away his livelihood. Indiegogo is great, but it has, I think Kickstarter has 7, this is, almost an order of magnitude larger reach. So if you're on Indiegogo, you're selling to the Comicsgate crowd, so you really have to advertise on YouTube. You've almost have to have a couple shots on EVS's channel, because love him or hate him, that guy, and why would you hate him? He's the human sunbeam. That guy can sell books, and he's helped a lot of people. But now, thank God, there are a lot of channels, so you can, like, your EVS's channel would probably get you 75% of sales, but the other channels would have probably account for 25% of the sales. I mean, there are a lot of, like, bigger channels are growing all the time, and it would be cool. Some of those big channels would, just like Tugs and Yellow Flashes are huge channels. It would be awesome. And your boy Zach, he's got a big channel too. Those three, if they could just occasionally take a look at someone's project and have them on for just a brief little session. I mean, they have such a huge reach. But hey, it's their channel, so they can do what they want, no problem. Indiegogo, that's the Comicsgate crowd. Kickstarter is just kind of for normies. Obviously, both are run by left-wing people, but Kickstarter, you saw the woman who ran it. She is the Trust and Safety Council, that kind of thing. It's basically how to discriminate against Christians and conservatives, that kind of thing. So Mike learned his lesson. He went and he got bitch slapped. Richard Meyer learned his lesson. He went and he got bitch slapped. Yeah, she's not going to... she has blue hair, for God's sakes. She hates Japanese people. Yeah, she's Chinese, and she hates Japanese people. I mean, so do the Koreans, and so do the Russians. So does pretty much anyone who had any interaction with Japanese people over the last, 5,000 years. Because they truly were horrible, horrible people. The atrocities they committed. I'm not blaming Mike. I'm only blaming half of Mike. Anyway. Just kidding. Come on. So they supported him in the beginning of his campaign, and then he turned in the art pages, which he didn't have to do, and it was stupid of him to do it, but he didn't know. He just didn't know any better. He turned in the art pages, and they saw that the hero, the Captain America ripoff guy, which, don't get me wrong, the comic looks cool, and the art is fantastic, was beating up gang members who had slightly browner skin, because, that's what gang members look like. Here's what Marvel and DC will do. Every gang in Marvel and DC is a white motorcycle gang. Okay, there are a few white motorcycle gangs in America where the people have blue hair and, I'm blue hair, blonde hair, blue eyes, that kind of thing, red hair. There are a few, but we're talking 99% of the gang activity in America is not by actually people who have blonde hair and blue eyes. They know that, you know that. So Mike draws a somewhat realistic comic showing who the actual gang members are, and they're marginalized. They hurt women and children and innocent people all day, every day. It's what they do. The thing is, this woman, what's her name, Camila Zhang or something, her main goal is to destroy the unity of the country. I know I say that and it sounds like a tinfoil hat theory. It sounds like, Pizza This and Alex Jones and all these type of, Soros, all this kind of bizarro theories. Start looking into some of them. They're not as crazy as they sound. It's like that movie with that guy and that chick, Julia Roberts, and who's that guy? No, not Mel Brooks. The guy who, God, I can't even. The guy who made the movie The Patriot. He said a movie about. Was it called The Pelican Brief? The Pelican Brief, some conspiracy theory about this whack job, but it turned out that the whack job, actually did discover a conspiracy theory. And a lot of these people were talking about these bizarro theories. They kind of look a little bit out there, and to be fair, they are a little bit out there. But, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean nobody's after you. Anyway, he learned his lesson. We're going to have to stick to Indiegogo. And here's the thing. Why can't we start our own platform? As far as I know, what does Indiegogo and Kickstarter do? They have a payment processing plan. They have a simple website that shows graphic images and hosts videos, but they're probably hosting links to videos. So we're not talking about heavy computing processing power. The main thing would be they accept payments, and you got to fund the payments, but then you're shipping it out through your printer. So I don't think they're doing that much. And I think Jon Del Arroz and Edwin Boyette, Edwin Boyette has his Indicron, and JDA has something similar. But how hard would it be to take the next step and just say, okay, we have the Comicsgate funding platform. And it would be just accept any independent comics. Anyone who's independent comics, take them, fine, no problem. There's unity, there's strength in unity, that kind of thing, strength in numbers. Though I do have another video planned called SJWs will invade Comicsgate and destroy Comicsgate in 5 years. They will creep in. It's a theory that some people are mentioning because they're mentioning the changing nature of Comicsgate, how already it's changed from a right of center group to a more very, very moderate group. And they're saying, well, that's not the origins of Comicsgate. And at first I thought it was just kind of sour grapes. And then I listened to these people. I listened to a few of them. I thought, yeah, they got a point. The natural progression is as they go from right-wing to moderates to, slightly left of center, well, eventually the SJWs will start creeping in. They're parasites. Once they creep in, they will undermine Comicsgate and destroy it. So it's something to talk about. It's something to look into and think about. Anyway, guys, like, comment, subscribe. Check out Mike S. Miller on he's Blacklist Universe at YouTube, and he's Abacus Mike on Twitter. He's very funny on Twitter. Give him a follow. And check out Lonestar, Heart of the Hero, the Meg, Six Gun Samurai. They're all on Indiegogo because apparently Kickstarter is racist. Anyway, guys, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you all next episode.